Alright, before you guys get mad, before you start hitting comments about the camera and everything, two things. Number one, yes, I am growing a full beard, no shave November. Sneed, the Hassad brother, would be proud. And number two, yes, I am using my iPhone camera. I just wanted to see how it would look with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let me hear your thoughts down below. How do you think it looks? But anyway, guys, today's episode is all about iOS 18 because we got a lot of news and stuff to unpack, and we want to get right to it. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. Alrighty, the first story, the main story of the day, the only story we're going to talk about is, of course, iOS 18. Now, as you guys have heard in the news, iOS 17 has been plagued with bug issues after bug issue after bug issue. And iOS 17 seemed to really be a pretty decent update with all of these issues. So it has taken a big effect on the iOS update platform, but it is also paving the foundation of iOS 18. Now, according to several reports, we're going to talk about multiple reports that have been reported throughout the last week, including the most recent one from Mark Gurman. We're going to basically talk about everything that we have heard about iOS 17 and, of course, what's going on with iOS 18. Starting off with iOS 18, it seems that yes, it is going to be focused heavily on performance. This sounds very, very in tune with iOS 12 when Apple said they were going to pull back a lot of the features and focus on the software, cleaning out the bugs, the performance, everything. And I think that that's a very good approach because when iOS 12 was released, it was considered by many to be a great update. It was one of the best updates in a while because not only did Apple take a step back with features, but they took their time to perfect the software. And I think that that's been a big issue that's been plaguing a lot of their products. You know, a long time back, Apple used to make their software feel at least so seamless. And it still does in certain applications, though with the most recent bug issues and big issues going on, it really kind of feels like the software took a backseat in favor of the hardware. So I'm really glad to see that Apple's going back to perfect their software, to go back to make it all in performance and also make it more, how would I put this slightly? Make it more usable. I mean, it's already usable now, but just getting the performance back is the key. But that's not the only thing that they've also talked about in these reports. According to some reports, there's also the talks of iOS 17 being now focused on cleaning out all of the issues from the foreseeable future while getting the newest features ready without any issues. So it seems like iOS 17's release cycle is going to be focused again to get rid of the bugs in 17, so that way when the foundation starts for iOS 18, it will be all about improving the performance. Now, on top of that, going into iOS 18, there have been big clamors from everybody and their grandmothers for a brand new redesign. Well, if you want them to perfect their software first, we got to get that out of the way before we get to a redesign. However, though, there is a silver lining because according to Mark Gurman, he does say that while iOS 18 is going to focus on the performance, it will still be one of the biggest OS updates in the last couple of years with some major improvements and major redesigns to the layout of iOS. Now, it isn't a full 360 redesign like everybody wants, but according to Gurman, it seems that iOS 18 is finally going to allow you to customize your OS experience. It seems that there will be new icons. It will be more in line with the macOS with the 3D design, at least what the reports are claiming, so that way it'll feel more seamless and hand in hand. But the main thing is that you will have control of the customization of how you want to experience iOS. At least that's what the reports are suggesting based from Mark Gurman. Now, before we get carried away, before we start talking about the opinions, let's talk about the facts. Here are some facts. iOS 18 is going to be performance focused to perfect the software. We know iOS 17 is going to work to continue to get those features, but they're going to focus on the bugs and performance starting now. Number 3, with iOS 18, according to Gurman, it will be a major update than the last few OS updates in the last several years. So taking all of this together without trying to create too much hype or trying to downplay what he said and everything that we're hearing, I will say that I really hope that iOS 18 is that big update that we have all wanted. I understand that there are bugs. I understand that there are issues that they need to take care of. But here's the thing. They're going to start doing it now. So that way, by the time they get to iOS 18, the foundation will have been laid out. They will have been able to do this in a timely manner. And also it gives them more time to work on iOS 18's build. So that way, when iOS 17's done, it can carry over, but with all of those performance and bug fixes included. So it makes the job less painful. But I really am here for the major OS update because I'm going to be honest with you. I love what they've done so far with iOS. I enjoy the customization. I enjoy everything that they have brought to the table with iOS these last few updates. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's one of the best updates they've done. By all means of the imagination, I am going to tell you, I just haven't been feeling it. I've been bored, and I think we all have been bored. And I think Apple's presentation of iOS, iPadOS, and macOS is a reflection of us in a sense because they don't care as much as they once did in the previous years, and it's starting to show. So seeing them go back to perfecting the software with no bugs or at least minimal issues is a very good step in the right direction. So that way everything feels like a polished, finished product from the start to the finish. And I really, really hope, and I'm praying, I don't even want a redesign. I don't care for a redesign. I would love it if the app icons could be changeable. I would love to be able to get a nice idea to customize the old skeuomorphism designs or even the macOS icons. Just giving more creativity to the OS experience is all I would love. I am not here to say that Apple hasn't done that. They've done a very good job right now. But if there is a chance that we can get that to give iOS more flair, to give it more freedom, this is absolutely a must, in my opinion. But again, I am hoping that they iron out all the bugs. I hope that they continue to work on what they have to work on. But most importantly, I am very excited to see what iOS 18 is going to do if this is the direction that Apple is going. If it's not the direction, well, then we get another year of just another iOS update that is very minimal and doesn't do anything.